Hi guys, thank you so much for watching this clip of Not My Bag.
To watch the rest of the episode, head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and here on YouTube. We just wanted to find out a bit more about like you guys, like when you met in there and how you grew like within your relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it must be so weird. I couldn't even imagine like someone stood in front of me and it's like, you know what I mean? Like that's your person for a bit, like get on with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
So,
you
like,
guys were together since day one, weren't you? Like us,
Yeah.
the public, put you guys together.
Yeah.
So how was that? Like in terms of feelings and stuff, like when you're going through that, how do you navigate that? Do you know what I mean? Because it was
Yeah.
so different to what George and I
And obviously it's
go
probably
through.
like well, it is a load of pressure. You've just met someone, they're like, "Oh, go sleep in a bed with them."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like live with them basically for 8 weeks. Look at him smiling.
I mean, Andrew, it might be easy for you, but
That's quite normal, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
He's a cheeky bastard. I like it. Tash is like we're having words outside.
yeah, do you want a moment outside, guys?
Just give us 2
We'll give you 5. We'll give you 5.
I mean, I don't even know where to start. Like, this is our first kind of thing together as well to actually talk about it. And I think I haven't actually watched the show back, so I don't
you
know
not?
what was actually shown. But
Yeah.
I think from what I gather, obviously they're not going to show it every single moment, but
Yeah.
being in there is such a different environment. It's not a normal world, really.
Yeah, and
It's-
and we see 45 minutes of a
Yeah.
whole day. Do you know what
That's
I mean?
mental, innit,
So
when
like
you think about
there was
it.
episodes where like Andrew was portrayed as this idiot and like being horrible and all that.
What, George?
But do you know what I mean? But there was. But then you meet him in person. He's actually all right, isn't he? But it's
No,
like,
I
it's
know
like
what you
with
mean.
everyone.
Like they will literally portray you in whatever light they want, didn't you? You can't help that. Do
Or
you know
like
what I mean?
the tomorrow nights and all stuff like that. It's like, oh, Andrew, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Then you get to the episode and you're like, what has he done?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're like, it's all right. It's
No.
just like TV and stuff though, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
just the way TV works. And I think, like, for our relationship in there, it was very rocky and it's very up and down. I kind of had the mentality of going in, you know, I'm not going to stick to the first person I see. I kind of wanted to explore and date different people, see different personalities, different vibes, see what's right for me. And that's kind of the way I was going about it. But I think it looked so bad because we already spoke about this, like, because you're kind of more set on at the start.
Yeah.
That's why it came across really, really bad.
Yeah,
with what
yeah,
I was
I know.
doing.
I completely
But-
agree because you did have like a couple of dates with people, didn't you? Like, not. Do you know what I mean? You were
I
picked
got
for
to
dates.
meet
This
and
is the
stuff.
thing. It's
Yeah.
elevated so much in it that like you would literally do that in real life. Like,
Yeah, but
if
all of a sudden
you
it's
meet
on
someone
the-
on Hinge and stuff, and there's always going to be someone that like, you know, for example, like, I might be really into someone and they might still be dating, and then
Yeah.
you still end up together. Do you know what I mean? And you still are loyal to each other by the end, and everything's sweet. But in that moment, when you're trying to replicate that in a TV show,
Yeah.
in a like tiny little, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
world, like it's like it must be crazy.
Yeah, and there was times where I necessarily didn't want to go on the dates.
Yeah, but you had.
course.
Yeah, what are you
I
going to do?
mean,
Say
Yeah,
no?
I had
yeah.
no choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just how TV is. But you know, I think the reason why we got through it is because we were honest throughout the whole thing, really. And there wasn't times where I hid from you, really.
No, I think
So-
like it was like the case of, I mean, I liked Tasha quite early on, and there wasn't anyone that really came in, and I really was like, oh, I want to get to know them. So it
Are
was
you sure?
well,
Apart from a little hiccup.
yeah, but that I mean,
But then
yeah,
also,
I mean, I
Big
could go
hiccup,
with
and
that.
it
then
happens-
also
it
you
happens.
proved everyone wrong. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
I think is really, really good.
I
'cause
was
that
going to
all
say
happened,
this.
and that was all crazy.
I was at the final,
But-
and I came away from watching you guys, and I did say to everyone, like hand on heart, I was like, Tasha and Andrew are so in love. I was like, from everyone there, you know what I mean? Like the body language, how people interacted. I remember seeing you guys a bit like, no, like that is legit. And
Joe
I did say
literally
it to
got his
everyone.
phone back, texted us, and we were like, "How was the final?" And he was like,
I
"Tasha
was
and
like
Andrew
texting
are
like
so in
bullet
love."
points of
And
what
that
I
was the
thought,
text.
and I was like, Tasha and Andrew, so in love. Do you know what I mean? I was like, giving like a breakdown because they took my phone away, and I was like, it was the hardest thing to do, like as a TikToker, to be like, I was kept reaching my pocket, like, fuck, I just want to fucking, do you know what I mean? But no, you guys, honestly, I was like legit, like it's 100% legit. So you come away from it like in a
And
really
that's
strong
what I mean.
place.
And you guys are still together, like you're moving in together. Like you have proved people wrong.
Yeah.
But I guess look, for people like us, it was amazing TV. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like trending and
Do you
stuff.
know what the
but then-
hardest thing is? Like, it's like the early stages of like anyone's relationship. Like, if you think that's televised, I'd literally go and run and hide under a rock. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
'Cause it's always gonna be
and
rocky,
and
like,
that's
it
and
is.
that's what you get. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I'm
but
acting like I've been in loads of
Yeah.
relationships and I know relationship advice, and I'm the most single I've ever been.
Like, yeah,
single V card. You need to just stop
exactly.
Stop
like, it
getting
made
involved.
us so much stronger because we went through everything possible
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
villa.
100%.
So we've
There
There was
come
ups,
out,
downs, tears, everything,
Yeah,
arguments, and you're still here.
and
So
not every relationship's going to be plain sailing. Like, that's not how relationships are. And
Yeah.
the fact that we overcame it and came out, and yeah, we're
and
just-
as well, like let's not brush over. You guys finished fourth,
yeah,
which is pretty. Like you lasted
Which
the
is
whole
amazing-
time,
which
and
is
you
so
finished fourth.
good.
Like which is
so
crazy.
good.
But for us, we didn't really care about winning.
You could
Like,
tell,
I said
you could
I'd
tell
won.
that, and
Yeah.
that's when like you could when you were saying like if you were speaking to the boys and you were like if Tasha's going home, I'll be going home with her, and that's
Yeah.
when I think people start to
Which I
realise,
think is, like, well,
you don't-
amicable.
like no,
I
because
didn't
obviously people go in and you're like, do they want to win? Like, are they doing this
Yeah.
because they want no arguments? Do they want to win? You could see with you guys, you didn't care. You were like, if Tasha's going home, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Same with you. Do you know what I mean? That's when I think people started going, okay,
Yeah.
these guys are like legit, and then
Yeah.
obviously Joe cemented that when he was like, they are so in love. Like, you could see it in person.
I was like,
so.
guys, trust me.
Joe's like, insider info, they're in love.
But also, going to the villa, it was so much smaller than I thought it was.
Oh yeah, it's tiny.
On TV, I don't know if they use like a fisheye lens or whatever, but I remember
looks massive
being
on
like,
TV.
because you know, like the bed under the tree, and then you got like the fire pit,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was like, I'm so loud and gobby. I'd literally like, I'm surprised no one could hear each other.
Oh, you could.
Well, I mean,
You could.
mental, because like, I'd be landing at that tree like, yeah, fuck him, fuck him, and you literally pick by the fire pit would be like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Every spot you're at, you've got eyesight of every little location.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hide.
That's why I can't believe Ekin got away with that crawling
The
across the
terrace.
balcony. I was like, fucking, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could hear everything. For like, for
Oh,
example, when
yeah.
everyone was at the fire pit, and then me and like after this game, and then me and Tasha were
Oh,
at the
yeah.
mini fire pit.
You could hear
couldn't
everything.
hear anything, but
I-
I was like, I can hear what they said.
I
And
remember.
I
I remember that
really-
episode, and you just went over there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, but I would have
I remember
100%. You kept your cool quite like well in certain situations because I would have been straight up,
But
straight
I
over.
can't lie.
Do you know what I mean?
I've got to give it to like the Love Island producers and stuff. I was hooked every night, weren't we? Like
We sat
the
down
I
every
remember
single
that
night.
you stormed over and you were going, "What are you saying? What are you saying?" And then they cut it off and they were like, "Tomorrow night," and I'm like,
This is the first year. George and I had no social life. We didn't go out.
We literally
We were
every
so
night
invested.
we were like, "Oh, so and so wants to go out tonight." We were like, "But what's Tash doing?" Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, what's going on?
We were
Like,
saying to him, yeah, we'll meet up.
loved
You
it.
were like 10, half 10. Like we got something on. We just sit there in my living room watching Love Island.
We
Like it was so
loved it.
good. It was so good.
But like also, I think this year had like one of the highest ratings, like viewings throughout the whole series.
Yeah,
Like, it was
yeah.
just a good series.
No, it was banging.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's been series where it's like the winter one, people moaned at and stuff. This was like Love Island's back sort of thing.
Something
Yeah.
happened every night. Like
It
even when
did.
it was meant to be like a chilled night, it would be very
Someone would
chilled,
say something
and
or
then
some-
something would just go off, and it'd be like, all right, we're here for another
Or
2
even
You were
like-
sat there like, oh.
Yeah,
it was
Tash
like-
was just
like,
like,
oh,
give me a break.
we're
Touch
literally
on
about to
holiday.
go to bed, and it's like, all right, we're gonna be here for another 2 hours. Here we go. So